everyone, welcome back to Bookish Daddy. As you can all see, I am getting ready to do my first reading vlog. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, and last week's video I did the 10 books that I am most excited to read before the end of the year, and my wife had the idea to do Goodreads highest rated and lowest rated books first and go from there. So the first book I'm going to go over that got the lowest rating on Goodreads is For the Wolf by Hannah Witten with 3.61 stars out of 5. This is a dark fantasy or fairy tale retelling of Red Riding Hood. It's supposed to be extremely good. It's been on my TBR for months and months, and I've been putting it off, or other books have just kind of been popping up. Either way, I'm very excited about this book. It is about the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf, and this is about the daughter that is supposed to be sacrificed to a wolf whenever they're picked by the village, kind of like Hunger Games type thing. Either way, that's what this one is, and it's the one I'm going to start off reading. The second book, the one with the highest rating of 4.30 stars, is One Dark Window by Rachel Galig. And this is that book. Yep, Sprinkle likes this one. So this book is also a dark fantasy. The back of this one says, Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. She needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mislocked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient mercurial spirit trapped in her head. He protects her, he keeps her secrets. Like I said, another dark fantasy that I've been waiting a long time to read. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and it'll be the second one. I kind of decided to go with the lowest rated book first, just so it stands a better chance of being rated fairly. That being said, I'll get into it. Alright, so I am about 3 chapters, 21 pages in, and I was going to do a little update. I don't know. I'm not sure about this book. So, obviously, I'm just getting started, so I still have a ways to go before I can give like a real accurate thought on it. But so far, the writing is different. I don't know how much I like her writing style. And the book, I'm 3 chapters in, and it's still, this entire time has just been Red saying she doesn't want to go out into the woods, but she doesn't want to run away, and that's pretty much it. Her sister's trying to talk her into like running away. She keeps saying no, and then kind of going off in the corner and thinking about how she wishes she could for 20 pages. That's about it so far. It's okay. I'm gonna give a better update when I get about a quarter of the way through the book. Hopefully it'll start to grow on me, but right now that's kind of where I'm at. All right, day 2 of reading For the Wolf, and I thought I'd do a little update. As you can tell, I'm in my jammies. Got a glass of whiskey on the rocks for the night. Speaking of my jammies, I wore this shirt the other day and talked about Logan Irons. He's an indie author. If you're into Vikings and Christian Crusades and blood and gore type books, go look him up. He's on Goodreads, Amazon. The books look awesome. The clothes are comfy. Good nightwear. That being said, let's get into it. I am 136 pages into my book, and so far, it's okay. I'd give it like 3.5 stars right now. There's a few things about Hannah Witten's writing that I'm not liking so much. So far, I'll go ahead and like give you an example of, she kind of writes backwards a lot in a lot of sentences, if that makes sense. Like she'll reverse the wording. Let's see here. Here it is. So, night was so judged by tiredness, and the sky somewhat darkening from lavender to plum, though it seemed red was the only one in the keep, trying to structure time by an absent sun. I don't know, I feel like there's way better ways that sentence could have been structured. And if it was like one or two, it'd be okay, but it's been the whole book. Other than that, like I said, it's been 140 pages, and I have a very vague understanding of what's going on. So the first 40 pages or so was, like I said, it was Red upset that she was going to be a sacrifice to the wolf. She finally becomes the sacrifice. They make her run through these like woods into a castle. She ends up making it like just sprinting through these trees that start growing teeth and claws and turning black. They're all like white trees. And she makes it to the castle. She kind of dissipates and pushes through the gate. What I didn't like is once she gets there, her first interaction with the wolf is awkward. She just walks into his library. He's sitting there reading, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm here." And he's just like,
"Okay, cool, get out of my face."
And like makes her leave. And that's kind of what their interactions have been the past 100 pages is, I think it's a slow burn, but it's so slow it's non-existent. So nothing has happened between her and anyone. It's been a lot of him. Basically how the magic system in this works is there's a bunch of sentient and sentinel trees protecting his, I don't know if they're protecting his castle. They're half protecting, half trying to harm it. I don't know which it is. It kind of changes on a whim. So these white trees will randomly get these black fungus hole spots on them, and they'll become demonic and start turning into bones and peoples and monsters and people from the past and trying to like push through the gate. Little saplings will appear inside the gate and they'll start turning into monsters. It's very weird. And the only way to like fight them off so far that we know is the wolf cuts his hand open and little leaves and bark like come out and heal the trees temporarily. It's kind of an intriguing magic system, but it's also annoying that at 140 pages in, I have no clue what's going on. And all of their interactions have been like Red saying, "Oh, that looks painful," and the wolf being like, "Yeah, it is. Go away." It's just, I don't know. It's very awkward so far. I'm going to give this like, I'm a third of the way through the book. I'm going to try and make it to the halfway point. And if I still don't like it, I think I'm going to DNF it. And I kind of see why this was the lowest rating of the 10. I'm hoping it picks up because I wanted to like a dark fairy tale. But I'm starting to see a trend with all the dark books I've read lately. They've almost all been DNFs. So I'm hoping this one isn't, but we'll see. I'll get to reading it again. First, I'll have a little sippy. Get all cozy. So it looks like too that this, aside from being a slow burn, might be a forced marriage love triangle as well. Just a heads up. I didn't mention this earlier either, but if you're not a big fan of like self-mutilation, you probably won't like this because everything they do in this book to like fight off these tree demons or whatever they are is fought with blood. So they all carry knives and cut themselves all the time. So if you're not a big fan of stuff like that, like slitting your hands open and stuff, you will not like this book. It's been every single page. So just a heads up. All right, everybody. So I made it to the halfway point, 200 pages in, and unfortunately, I am DNFing this book. I hate that. I do not like to DNF books. I kept hoping that this would pick up because I had such high hopes for this. I just can't do it. It's so slow. And I understand a slow burn, world building, plot building. I read some fairly slow books. 200 pages in and almost nothing has happened. I'm just as confused as I was on page 1. And yeah, I'm not doing it. So this is going in the DNF pile, and I'm going to pick up One Dark Window, which was the highest rating, 4.30 is what it was on Goodreads. I have even higher hopes for this. So if it fails me, I'm going to be devastated. This is another dark fairy tale, and most of my dark books recently, like I said, have been disappointments. So I am really, really hoping that this is amazing, and I love it, and I'm about to get into it. The first page is pretty cool. It says, "To the quiet girls with stories in their heads, to their dreams and their nightmares." See, I'm already 7 pages into this one and I like it better. The writing is superior. I like, or at least to me, I like it a lot more. The pacing is already good, and it's been 6 or 7 pages. I don't know. That other book was just so slow, and this one I already have a vague understanding of at least the basics. The first page is pretty cool. It says, "To the quiet girls with stories in their heads, to their dreams and their nightmares." See, I'm already 7 pages into this one and I like it better. The writing is superior. I like, or at least to me, I like it a lot more. The pacing is already good, and it's been 6 or 7 pages. I don't know. That other book was just so slow, and this one I already have a vague understanding of at least figured it is time for an update. So we are still on the dark window, or one dark window. I am about halfway through the book, and it is the complete opposite of the last book. So this one is awesome. I am loving it so far. The magic system is super, super unique. So far, I guess I can go into it a little bit. So it is a dark fantasy or fairy tale. So the magic system is kind of like tarot cards. There were a bunch created, numbers 12 down to 1, and each card, if it's in your possession, gives you a different power, anywhere from going invisible to being able to control people to all kinds of stuff. Well, the main protagonist happens to have a monster crawling in her mind who speaks to her, and which, fun fact, one of my favorite tropes ever is having like beast in someone's mind or sentient swords. Anything of that nature is like my favorite to read. So that's really cool. And basically they're trying to get these cards because they're a curse. So each card, if you use it, also has a negative effect after so long, but you don't know how long you have. So say you're using the invisible card, it specifically at some point in time, if you use it to that limit, will make you see dead people the rest of your life. The one that allows you to be beautiful at some point will turn your heart to ice to where you won't care about anything ever again. So each card has its benefits, but you have to be careful using it because at some point it'll, take away from you forever. So that's super, super cool. I'm about to get into the tropes. If you don't want a spoiler, go ahead and like back out or fast forward. So far, this seems to be a fake dating trope as far as the romance. And it is freaking awesome. I am loving this book so much. It is a 5-star read so far. I'm about halfway through. The main character she's feisty, she's witty. She's the one that has the cool monster in her brain that she's always like they antagonize each other, which is kind of funny, and have like fun, really cool conversations. She has a couple powers I'm not going to spoil that are super cool too. That's another thing, is some people are born with like diseases or magic diseases, and they're being killed off in this. And that's kind of what they're trying to do, is if you can collect all 12 cards, one person collect them and do like a ritual or whatever, they can end all the craziness going on in their world. And that is kind of what they're trying to do. So far I'm loving this book. It's super fun, and I am looking forward to finishing this book. I haven't wanted to put it down. It's so much fun to read. But I'm going to continue reading, and I'll let you know what I think. Go if you don't want to hear spoilers. And you too. All right. Trying to wrap my mind around everything. This was a phenomenal read. I give this 5 stars. Already know that. That's easy. But I need to read the second book ASAP. This was full of twists and turns, this last quarter of the book, that I did not see coming, and I am just dying to know what happens next. I'm left on quite the cliffhanger, so if you buy this book, I would recommend getting the second one, because I'm gonna have to like get into it quick. Dude, this book was a lot of fun. It has a little bit of spice and romance in it, not too much. A lot of good fight scenes, and it really is a dark fairy tale. That is a perfect description of this. And I've read so many and DNF'd most of them. This one was perfect. I loved this book, and it is so freaking good. Rachel Gillig. So her writing is very unique and fun. The monsters in this are super cool, and the main protagonist is just, oh, it is so fun. Like I said, there's a little bit of romance. It's nothing too crazy. So if you're not a fan of romance, you'll still enjoy this. And then even if you are a fan of romance, it does have it. So it's a perfect mix of fantasy and romance. A lot of court politics, very dark and grim, and a super fun read, and an ending I did not see coming. It kept kind of hinting at things that I didn't think would come to fruition, but they did, and I am really blown away at what's going to happen in the second book. I'm so curious to see and find out where she goes with this. Yeah, that was an awesome read, and I hope you all enjoyed this video and everything I had to say about these two books, especially this one. This was super fun to read. I'm gonna try and do more vlogs and throw them in between my videos. You let me know which one you like more, if you'd prefer to see the vlog style or in front of the bookcases. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy this. You guys are the best. This community, you guys and gals, have been a lot of fun. Your comments and interacting with me and following me on Goodreads and Instagram, it's been so much fun getting to know you all, and I look forward to learning more about you all and telling you more about myself and doing more of these vlogs. So thank you for watching, and this was a freaking good book, and I'm excited about the second one.